Available now on video on demand and digital from VMI Releasing is the 2022 Australian drama thriller Line of Fire. This is a film I had not heard of because you don't hear a lot about Australian cinema in America for unfortunate reasons. And so I went in almost totally blind, read a little tiny amount about what this movie was about, and it grabbed me and did not let go for the full duration of this film. Basic story here is that you have a female police officer played by Nadine Garner, who's excellent in this film, and she has a son. Single mom, has a son. You find later that her daughter and husband had passed away previously, and sort of bullies her son. I mean, in a motherly way. Kid doesn't want to go to school. You got to go to school. Takes her son to school, and then not long after that, school shooting erupts, and she is there on the scene, and she basically freezes and does not act. And as a result of her inaction as a police officer on site, 22 children are killed in this school shooting. So the film then moves on. I'm not going to tell you the whole thing. The film then moves on to show us her PTSD and her guilt and her grief over not only failing to prevent the death of all those kids when she's the police officer on site, but also failing to protect her son. And the film goes, and if the movie was just about this, it would be riveting. And it was, when it was just about this, it was riveting. And then suddenly this female news reporter who has been out of the game for a while, she sort of does like a blog or something, but she used to be like a respected journalist. She's taken a leave for a while. She's been off the game because she had a kid and she was doing the at-home mom thing or whatever. She sees getting this interview with this grief-stricken officer as being the step that it will take to get her back in the limelight. She can get this exclusive interview about this cop who didn't act. She will get a big old payday, and she'll be of value in her own eyes again, and she'll be the co-breadwinner in the home and all this stuff. And therein develops the story of this film. You have the officer who just wants to be left alone to deal with what happened and why, and you have this reporter who really just wants a story, does not care about the humanity of this at all, does not care about what this might do to this officer. She just wants to get the story and wants to get the payday. And she starts using increasingly unscrupulous means to try to get this police officer to agree to the interview. The journalist, by the way, was played by Samantha Tolj, and they're both very good, and the movie just gets darker and darker until the police officer snaps. That's as much of the story I'm going to tell you, but it goes in directions I never expected. It's really well done. It's a relatively small cast. It's wonderfully executed. It's really well shot. A lot of times you think, it's some straight to video, straight to on demand, digital rental movie. It's probably not very good because it didn't play in a theater. You'd be wrong, sir or madam, as the case may be. This movie was really good. I watched this via a screener link on a laptop, which is absolutely not the way I want to watch movies, and it still came across as powerful and cinematic and creepy, and I did not know where this movie was going to go. Again, the trailer probably I haven't seen really the whole trailer, but the trailer probably tells you more than you want to know about the movie in terms of still having surprises. But I did not watch the trailer. I just read, like I said, half part of what it was about. And I said, sure, I'll take a shot. And I am so glad that I did. Line of Fire, February 7th. So I'm recording this a little bit before that. But as of February 7th, this is available for digital purchase and rental everywhere. I would highly recommend this. Despite not having names or faces, probably not containing any names or faces that you recognize, I feel that makes movies better personally. Because if it was, let's just say Wayne Gretzky as the female police officer, which would be a strange casting choice. If it was Wayne Gretzky, all I would be thinking about was, well, that's Wayne Gretzky. Or if it was Julia Roberts, something like that. I don't always see the character so much as I do the actor or the personality in that situation. So in a movie like this where I don't recognize any of the cast, as far as I'm concerned, I'm watching those characters. Those people are the people that I'm seeing. And Line of Fire was superbly done, I thought. The director on this was Scott Major, which I may have said earlier. If I didn't, the director of this was Scott Major. And I don't know what else he's done because I'm not closely following Australian cinema right now, but I would like to see what else he has done and what else he will do, because this movie was really good. It reminded me of things like not story-wise, but tonally, of like Unlawful Entry, if you remember that film from many moons ago. Or I don't know why I'm thinking Pacific Heights, because this movie has really nothing to do with that, but it just reminds me of a good, slick Hollywood thriller. But it gets a little, I don't know if I want to say silly. It goes out in a direction that I didn't expect, that becomes a little more Hollywood in a sense, and that it becomes maybe a little less realistic. But I think most of what happens in the movie could theoretically happen. It was just, it was a wonderful surprise. So available now on demand, or as of February 7th, 2023, digital video and video on demand is Line of Fire. Pretty highly recommended.